Hi everybody. In this video we're going to take you through the process of applying for a license with the Pikes Peak Regional Building Department. First and foremost, have you passed the necessary state or ICC tests? If not, you're jumping the gun a little bit if you're trying to apply for a license. You must pass your tests before applying for a license with RBD. Those tests are not offered at the Pikes Peak Regional Building Department, and it's your responsibility to set it up. Once you have passed all of your tests, then you can come back and apply for your license. To do that, go to our website here, www.pprBD.org, and click on the Contractors button. It's important to apply for the right license type, so to help, we created an entire page with info on all the different types. It's right here, license and registration types. Here, you'll see a list of the licenses that we offer here at PPRBD. Be sure to read the description area to learn what each license will allow you to do. While you're looking through the descriptions, be thinking about what experience you have as well. You don't want to waste your time applying for a license that you really aren't qualified for. If you have any questions about the different types, you can always email our team at licensing@pprBD.org. Once you know which license you want, you can go ahead and start the application process and answer the questions that pop up, starting right there with online license. So here for this example, we're going to say, does your application involve an existing contractor ID? We're going to say, no, I'm a new contractor / mechanic. Then you can select the application type. For this example, we're going to do a building, and we're going to do a building E. Fill out all of your personal info and make sure it's exactly like it is on your state license or the ICC exam. We'll need at least one phone number and an email address. Your email will be our main point of contact with you, so it's important that you give us the right email address. Next, you need to click and sign to authorize the criminal background check. And this background check will only be looking for construction-related felonies, something like fraud, theft, or burglary in the building industry. Once you have filled all of that out, click on the Verify Your Information button. This will send you an email asking for verification. That email will look something like this. Once you click on the link in the email, it will bring you back to the application where it will ask for a little bit more personal information. When it comes to your resume and experience, you should include a minimum of 5 projects you have worked on if possible. You'll want to include the project's address, occupancy class, square footage, type of construction, your position, and your role during that project. If you don't know what all of these are, you can always check out our handouts or give us a call and we'll be happy to help. The next tab is Business Info. All of this info will be found on the license you receive from the state of Colorado. It's important that the info you have on your state license matches exactly to the info you are putting in for your license with us. For example, if your state license says Gregory, don't put in Greg for your license with RBD. If you are including references, 2 things to keep in mind. They can't be PPRBD employees or family members. Whoever ends up making your list, don't forget to give them a heads up that they'll be getting an email with a form that needs to be filled out. So once you've sent the requests out, you can tell your references that they'll receive an email that looks like this. And then once they click on that, it'll take them to the form that they need to fill out. Next up is uploading all of the necessary documents like your test results and resume. Make sure you are uploading the correct documents under the correct drop-down. In this instance, we've got a couple of test licenses that we'll show you just for an example. You also want to make sure that you're uploading all of the required documents. If you leave one out, It's only going to delay the application process, and you of course don't want that to happen. The last tab is review all of your information. Please double check all of this to make sure that it's accurate. If it looks good, just go ahead and submit application. If you aren't the owner of the company, you'll need that person to act as a certifier, which basically gives you authority to obtain a license for their company. Make sure the certifier uploads their photo ID, both the front and back, and remember to have them sign the application. Then the last thing you need to do is pay for the application. If you haven't paid, your application hasn't been submitted. Once your application is submitted, we will work to put it on the next licensing committee agenda for approval. Our licensing committee meets once a month on the second Thursday of the month. If you submit more than 3 weeks out from the next meeting, you'll be put on that agenda. If it's less than that, you'll be bumped to the meeting in the following month. You can always check the committee calendar by going to our homepage and then scrolling down to the bottom on boards and committees that you see there. A couple of important things to keep in mind when it comes to license applications. There are 2 fees. The application fee is $50, and that covers the processing of the application. The licensing fee is an annual fee that you pay to continue doing work here in the Pikes Peak region. The cost of the licensing fee varies depending on the license that you hold. Approvals are only valid for 60 days. If the licensing fee is not paid within that time, you'll have to start all over and reapply. It's important to note that you aren't officially licensed until after you have paid your licensing fee. Last thing we want to point out, if you haven't completed the process and officially received your license, you cannot do work here in our jurisdiction. In fact, you can't even solicit work until you have an active license. So make sure you're getting your active license first before you're doing any kind of work. That's it. That's how you apply for a contractor license with the Pikes Peak Regional Building Department. We hope this video was helpful.